What is up, my epic gamers? Welcome back to another video. Let me start by saying I'm sorry for how long I was gone. I was very busy playing Astroneer, basically non-stop. I'm not sponsored, but if the developers are out there, I wouldn't mind a sponsorship. You get me an Elgato, I'll record that game non-stop, okay? 9 out of 10. My only complaint is that the biggest silos are medium-sized. If they were bigger, that'd be a 10 out of 10 game. Anyways, the Q&A didn't do so well as I wanted. Got just as many questions as last time, but that's 2 questions. So, John Farr asked, "How did you get my picture? Your cover photo is a picture I took and put on Facebook in 2016, ... That is really bizarre, John Farr. Because the cover photo I took off of the YouTube kind of default stuff. Because if you couldn't tell by my very lazily slapped together profile picture, I'm not one for graphic design, and certainly not for cover photos. And when I reclaimed the channel, I didn't have the time to create a cover photo, so I just chose a default one. So you got bigger problems than my channel, John. I would say you need to take up your problem with YouTube. Second question. A guy with an unspeakable name has asked me, "Are you gonna do some vlogs?" Well, Mr. Guy with a name I can't read, I'm technically doing a vlog right now because I'm actually recording this on my phone. Computer webcam sucks. It records in like 480p quality. Absolute garbage. So what I wanted to really say about all this Q&A stuff is that I was a fool. Because I'm a very curious person, and I expected everyone to be like that, but you're not. I got 2 whole questions in like a week, and I figured they'd be more like, oh, I don't know, why is there a pallet on my shelf full of chips surrounded by Capri Sun? I don't know. Maybe I'll answer that in the future, but not now. Thirdly, there was an honorable mention from the Q&A, not a question, but Insanity said if I had to do a shot for every time you pointed, I would die of alcohol poisoning. That's about the 3rd time I've read the comment, and it still cracks me up. I laughed for literally about a solid minute the first time I read it, because I do. I point a lot, and I don't know why, but it's something that I do. So, I don't know. Anyways, on to the main part of today's video. Injuries. I have accumulated what I deem my 3 funniest injuries over the course of my life. And for the record, I'm not going to show anything that's like graphic or like disgusting as much as I would like to, because I don't want my channel getting shut down. So I'll just provide you descriptions. Although the kneecap one might gross some people out, to be fair. But that's number 2. Right now we're on number 3. So the first injury, well, I actually had a really funny ending. My family called me Butthead for approximately 2 years. And my skull still reflects this incident. All the injuries are permanent, for the record. They're still funny, though. Anyway, the Butthead incident. It occurred in about 6th grade, I would say. I was looking for something in my old room, and I was standing way too close to the doorway when I realized what I was looking for was not there. So I turned to leave the room, and the corner of the door hits me directly in the forehead, and that created a crease down my skull. It's still there to this day, and my forehead was swollen for about 2 weeks in the shape of a butt, because it was swollen all around, I wasn't like this. They're more like ovals. And there was just a crease directly through the middle. It looked like a butt on my head. And I was pretty miserable during it. But when it was all said and done, it was a pretty funny injury, I would say. Good times. Number 2, my kneecap. This is arguably less funny and much more permanent, considering it happened 3 years ago now, and I'm still suffering the consequences, and I probably will for my entire life. But it was a funny story. So let me tell you. It all happened up in Wyoming. I was in a place with some people who won't be named for whatever privacy reasons. But I was in this place with those people doing some rafting on a lake. I think it was actually technically a reservoir. Either way. No, it wasn't rafting, it was tubing. It was tubing. We were tubing on the lake. Reservoir. So, it was my turn. I was out on the tube having a jolly old time. But my swim trunks started to fall down my pants. That scared me because I didn't want to lose them to the reservoir. So I did this, and that means to stop going because I didn't want to lose my swim trunks. And then they started reeling me into the boat, you know, to recover me and get the next person out on the tube. But there was a problem. And the problem is that the boat we were on was not made for tubing. It was just a fishing boat. So there was no ladder. People were not supposed to exit and then enter the boat while it's in the water. There was no ladder to climb up. You had to scale the motor in a very, very shady manner. And everyone else was doing this relatively okay. But when my time came around, I was about halfway up the motor when my foot slipped and my knee torqued like this to the side because of how it turned, and I hit the boat and my kneecap popped over to the side of my leg. Normally the kneecap's about here, mine was about right here. And it was just chilling there for about 2 minutes while I freaked out in the water, thinking I had a broken leg. That was arguably the most terrifying time of my life. And I've almost been hit by a car before. Regardless, a person on that boat, shout out to him, was able to, just by barely tapping it, knock my kneecap back into place. And unfortunately, whoever was going to go tubing next was canceled, because I had to go to land and, you know, get ice on my kneecap. And that turned out to actually be the highest grade medical care that it received, because healthcare is for the weak. Am I right? Anyway, third injury, my fingertip. The camera can't pick it up, maybe, but it is ever so slightly missing the fingerprint. And this happened not even a year ago at my old job. The story actually goes back about a week earlier from the injury, where I had to sweep the floor, and I was very angrily sweeping with this metal broom, and I was like, ah! And I whacked it on the oven because I was trying to hurry so that I could go home. The thing about whacking a metal broom on an oven is that that kind of dents it. And I saw the dent, and I thought nothing of it. I was like, oh, okay, nah, whatever. It's a dented broom. Metal dents all the time. No biggie. Who cares? I'll probably never even see this broom again. Fast forward like a week or two, and there I am on another late shift, sweeping. I didn't even inspect the broom. I didn't realize that I was using the broom that I had dented previously. And I was once again sweeping really aggressively because I was angry. I hated sweeping. That's part of why I quit the job, because they always made you sweep. And after this incident, I didn't want to be sweeping anymore. Because what happened was that while I was sweeping, my finger had unknowingly slid down the broom towards the dent. My middle finger was directly above the dent. And I pushed really hard on the ground to try and get some chicken off the floor, because I worked at a chicken place. And what happened was that the broom snapped, my finger went in, my entire fingertip went into the broom, and then, being metal, it didn't fully break, so it wanted to recover, and it bent back and essentially turned into a giant plier and ripped off my fingerprint. It ate it whole. I don't even know where it was. But that piece of my finger was never recovered, and now it's just some goofy scar. And a funny story, because I was literally bit by a broom. That was the worst bite of my life. A broom. Classic. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, smash the like button. There's no harm from that. And if you like my content, please do subscribe, because that's the only way you'd find my content again, really. If you didn't subscribe, you wouldn't even know if I uploaded again. What fun is that?